The lower house managed to pass the appropriation bill yesterday in a process to end the ongoing shutdown. The bill was passed by majority just as lawmakers of the main opposition CPN-UML continued the protest and chanted slogans. The bill will now be forwarded to the upper house for ratification before sending it to the president for authentication. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. Top brass leaders of mainstream political parties hesitant to quit post despite their growing age. Implementation of age limit provision in limbo. The stock market index NIPSE incurs a massive loss of 114 points to settle at 2,698 points. Increase in bank interest attributes to the decline. The US to ease its coronavirus travel restrictions from November, reopening to passengers from the UK, EU and other nations. And the rising Club Dharan thumps Pravat Ferry Youth Club 11-6 in the A Division National Futsal League. Machinda Sky Goals also thrashes Charna Sports Club 8-0. The meeting of the House of Representatives yesterday endorsed the appropriation bill by majority amid the obstruction posed by the main opposition CPN-UML. Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma responded to the queries raised by the lawmakers regarding the bill following a discussion on the policy and program bill under the replacement budget bill brought against the Ordinance Budget 2021. Speaker Agni Sapkota then tabled the amendment proposal presented by lawmaker of Nepal Workers and Peasant Party Prem Sawal for this season. The proposal was rejected by majority and Finance Minister Sharma then tabled the appropriation bill for endorsement. The bill was ratified by majority. Meanwhile, the endorsement of the Appropriation Bill 2021 from the lower house has initiated process to end the ongoing budget holiday. The bill is scheduled to be tabled at the National Assembly today for endorsement. Constitutionally, the bill will then be sent to the President for authentication, after which the bill will come into effect. The government needs to shorten the process to end the ongoing financial deadlock. The government has been witnessing a budget holiday from Thursday as it has not been able to mobilize the expenditure budget after the lower house failed to endorse the replacement budget last Tuesday. Both the ruling Nepali Congress and the main opposition CPN-UML are preparing to hold their respective general conventions, while CPN Maoist Center is also organizing a national convention. The top brass leaders of these mainstream political parties are at their late 60s and early 70s. However, these leaders are neither ready to quit the party leadership nor implement the age limit provision in the party statute. The main opposition, CPN-UML, which had decided to provision the age limit of 70 years for party leadership during the 9th General Convention, has yet to implement the provision. Party Chairman KP Sharma Oli, who will turn 70 in February next year, is seeking for another term from the upcoming General Convention slated for November this year. After the upcoming convention, all the Vice Chairman and General Secretary will be barred from contending for party leadership due to their age limit. Given this scenario, the second-ranked leaders, who are in their early 60s, will take charge of party leadership. Meanwhile, the ruling Nepali Congress has still not included the provision of age limit in its party statute. It may be recalled that Party President and Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba and Senior Leader Ramchandra Paudel, who are in their early 70s, are still seeking for party leadership from the upcoming General Convention and are likely to take charge of the party until their early 80s. Likewise, 68-year-old Madhav Kumar Nepal, who had once led the CPN-UML for 15 years, has become the chairman of the newly formed CPN Unified Socialist, while chairman of CPN Maoist Center Pushpakamal Dahal, who is of the same age, has been leading the party for over 30 years and there is no one to challenge him for party leadership. Leaders like Chitra Bahadur Kesi of Rashtriya Jana Morcha and Narayan Man Bijukche of Nepal Workers and Peasant Party have been leading their respective parties since their establishment and are likely to be in the party leadership lifelong. Experts opine that leaders' desire to remain in the party's top post has devalued the political culture and weakened the process of handing over party leadership to second-ranked leaders. This has ultimately affected the country's overall political system. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked locals in Mahendranagar, Bhaktapur, Salyan, Panchthar, Bhutan and Gorkha what they think of the age limit for leaders in political parties. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
नेताहरूको बढीमा बढी 60 देखि 65 हुनुपर्छ। त्यो भएपछि उलाई गर्ने जागरा हुन्छ, युवाहरू पनि विश्वास गर्छन्।
जहिले पनि पुरानाले मात्र गरिराख्ने परिपाटी आयो, छोरा नाति पनातिको पालासम्म एउटै नेतृत्वको आयो, चेन्जिङ भेटिदैन।
उमेरको भन्दा पनि विचारको कुरो हो, विचार उसको कुन व्यक्ति राम्रो हुन्छ।
अवसर उहाँहरूले मात्रै पाइबस्ने, सेकेन्ड इयरबाट आउने नेताहरूलाई अवसर अलिक कम हुने भएकै कारणले उमेर हद चाहिँ चाहिन्छ।
विरुद्धहरूले चाहिँ सम्मानका साथ आफूले चाहिँ सल्लाहकारको रूपमा भूमिकामा बसे राम्रो हुन्छ।
त्यो बुढो हुँदासम्म उनीहरूलाई मात्र राजनीति आएन त फाइदा भएन, अरूले पनि त चलाउनु पर्दैन।
Welcome back. The stock market index NEPSE incurred a massive loss of 114.02 points to settle at 2,698 points yesterday. The stock market has been witnessing plunge in recent days due to the increase in bank interest. All the sectors attributed to the overall decrease in the NEPSE yesterday. The life insurance group incurred a massive loss of 800 points, followed by non-life insurance group with 614.21 points. Almost 17.3 million units of shares of 225 companies were traded for just over 8.49 billion rupees yesterday. The share price of Manakamana Smart Microfinance, Deprox Microfinance and Lakshmi Microfinance increased yesterday, while Goodwill Finance, Pokhara Finance and ICFC Finance suffered big losses. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question: what should be done to increase the production of domestic apples? The options are option A, market assurance; option B, subsidies for farmers; and option C, modernize agriculture. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for the sports update.
Sports News.
The Rising Club Dharan thumped Pravat Feri Youth Club 11-6 to register their second consecutive win in the A Division National Futsal League yesterday. Biku Tamang and Rivas Maske scored hat-tricks for the Rising Club in the match played at the covered hall in the Pokhara Stadium complex. Milan Rai scored 2 goals for the Rising Club, while Doji Tamang, Sudeep Gurung and Milan Limbu also scored a goal each for the club. Meanwhile, Dheeraj Shrestha scored a brace for Pravat Feri Youth Club, while Sejan Gurung, Srijas Puri, Dheeraj Joshi and Bibek Sharu Magar were also on the score sheet. This was Pravat Feri Youth Club's second consecutive loss. With yesterday's convincing win, the Rising Club Dharan has climbed to the top spot of the points table with 6 points from 2 matches. In another National Futsal League match played yesterday, Machindra Sky Golds thrashed Jharna Sports Club 8-0. In the match played at the covered hall in the Pokhara Stadium complex, Nirmal Gurung and Prakash Mahatara scored 2 goals each, while Anil Khadka, Ashish Sunam, Sanjog Chamling and Nikhil Thapa were also on the score sheet for Machindra Sky Golds. This was Machindra Sky Golds' first win in their tournament after losing to their Rising Club Dharan in the first match. And that's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.